TVC News, first with breaking.
Welcome to FHA Weekly. I am Itunu Kolawole. To begin the year 2026, I had a chat with the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Housing Authority, Honorable Oyetunji Ojo. And he told me about his achievements for the year 2025 and what staffs and Nigerians should expect in terms of welfare and affordable housing this year. When you came in, people said a new sheriff is in town. You have brought in policies and reforms. So can you share with us how this has strengthened transparency in the Federal Housing Authority?
That's very good. What are the policies and reforms you bring? The first thing before I came in, or the day I arrived, you were using an analog form of assessing property files. And that brought in widespread corruption. And that's led to cloning of files, stealing of files, and people nearly lost hope in FHA. Because remember that we are dealing in property business. And what is in our custody is over 1 trillion naira in assets for people. And that's why we came in and we said digitalization must work. And now that digitalization has come to stay, you and I know that the court processes have gone down. You and I know that the issue of cloning has stopped. You and I know that the issue of file stealing is something of the past. At one press of the button, you have an access to the system and which properties are now properly kept. We've migrated to Galaxy, which is the federal government. We're able to do that this year. That's where you should keep all your cyber cloud in when you are a government operator or a government agency. We've been able to do that successfully. Secondly, we've been able to take most of our land from what you call land grabbers. When I first came, most of FHA lands was under the custody of land grabbers. Lagos, first tag issue, we saw the issue of Guarimpa. Even with court judgment, they will not even still respect. And my coming, I had to go out physically, I have to go out practically to make sure most people got their land back. Initially, when I was going out, people thought I was looking for land to grab. But thank God, when they saw me that I was settling people on their land and I was chasing the land grabbers. At this junction, I would like to say a very big thank you to the Inspector General of Police of the Federation, the IGP, Dr. Kayode Egbetoku, for giving us that support, providing police force for enforcement. And that's why I said, if you go out there now, they will tell you, don't go near FHA property. And that's the meaning of a new sheriff is in town. I'm not just only in town by sitting in the office in Asokoro. I will move to Sharada. I will be in Kano. I will be in Gombe. I'm in Port Harcourt. I'm in Oyo. You can see the construction of Buhari. And I told them, once you take our money, you have to do our work. A lot of contractors who took our money, I gave them deadline. Return back to site. Let's sit down. You go back to site. Failure for you to do that, I will report you to the appropriate government agency, which is the EFCC and the ICPC. Thank God, all of them went back to site. For those who could not continue, and we checked what is on ground, we decided to cancel their contract and terminate it totally. So the no FHA is not a place for dumping ground. And reports, normally when you are building housing projects, the danger is, because it's government, people kept submitting the same reports and files to the authority for payment of work done and milestone. If you don't go there physically, they can be submitting the same thing and be taking government money on the same work and not moving from one milestone to other. So before I make payment, even though I trust my staff, I know my staffs are very diligent, they are hardworking, I go to each of where the work is done to actually look at the milestone myself, take photographs, so when I'm doing the next payment on those same properties and those projects, I know exactly. And every contractor who has that bad character in FHA, they've all left us. They ran away. They even said publicly that the MD is supposed to be in the office. What is he doing outside? The issue of land grabbing has given, ability to tackle the land grabbers have given us more assets into FHA. Yeah, they've given us more assets into FHA, and that's also enriched our financials. We have to improve more on our issue of consent. I will tell you one thing, our issue of consent and our issue of approvals. A 1,000 square meter land in Gusape goes for almost about 200 to 300 million naira. Now, somebody would want to develop, let's say, 10 terrace duplexes on a 3,000 square meter of land. Remember that we are an authority in which our work comprises everything: surveying, town planning, engineering, all these approvals and everything. And you and I know, in the open market, in the past, presently in the open market, a 10 terrace duplexes in Gusape, at minimum 4-bedroom terrace duplexes, goes for about 300 million. And somebody is building 10 of that on a 3,000 square meters, which gives you about 3 billion. And remember, allocation was given to that person at probably 10 million naira, 15 million naira, because government allocation. Then somebody wants to have a project or build a project of 3 billion, which likely is going to make 25% of 3 billion. In the past, that person will pay FHA 200,000 naira for drawing approvals. Who is fooling who? So when we came, I had to tell them no. How can FHA be becoming poorer and you as an individual are getting richer? If we take 10% on each building, if you are going to sell a property at 350 million, you are building 10. If we take 30 million on your head, that also gives us 100 million. And you are going away building the project with 3-point-something billion. You might end up having almost about 800 million naira profit. So before FHA would take 300,000. Those were the things I stopped. And I can tell you one thing. Last year, when we were still running the old style and the old policy, we were able to generate 400-and-something million. This year, when the prices went up at the beginning of the year, and we told them, well, I will tell you last year it was 54 approvals we gave out, and we generated about 400 million plus. This year, the prices went times 10. And we are having over 129 approvals, and we have generated over 4 billion. So who was fooling who before? Government agency dying and sinking just because some people within the authority wants to become super rich. And that's the problem we have in Nigeria. Let everybody come to the table with honesty. Before I came, Servicom as a department is dead. Research as a department is dead. Standard performance as a department is dead. But you and I knew what happened in this 1 year. Those departments are even one of the best departments every staff want to go on transfer. And that's why any resources in FHA is being held under trust on a commonwealth and is being distributed as needed, as provided to in the budget. And that's why when people write petitions, people write a lot of things, I invite them to open television, come and defend your petitions. And at the end of the day, since we've been here, most of them will run away, faceless people. The ones that came could not get any results. Because when you block loopholes, area where things are being siphoned, you expect people to fight you back.
So, sir, let's also discuss on how you have been able to improve on the access to housing, especially for people on low and middle income earners.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And a lot of people have been applying to us for housing. You know, the housing construction, to be honest with you, it's not a joke. For you to get the needs of the people, the expectation of the people being met, housing construction requires proper thinking, proper planning, proper funding. And we've started our nation. We've told people to apply, which they've applied online, lots of applications. We've started our groundbreaking and nationwide, which we started with Akwa Ibom, with Kaduna. Like I said, we'll release also our financial analysis for contractors who have been successful. And our website is on, in which we've told Nigerians to apply on websites. It's a nationwide thing that we're going to do. We're going to do 200 per state all over the federation. Like I told you, we are not being funded. And the few we can do, we want to make it affordable. And people have been plugging it. We have our Buhari now, in which is about 60-70% sold. And hopefully by next year, April, May, would commission is going to almost about 400,000 units, will be commissioned by Mr. President. We're almost about 60-70% to finishing.
How easy is it to actually access the houses of FHA? How easy is it to purchase the house or even get an allocation? The subsidiary, you mentioned the last time that the FHA Mortgage Bank, people can go through them, but is it working? Or people still have to know somebody in FHA to be able to get allocation?
It is working. You don't need to know anybody in FHA before you get allocation. You come, I've told people, we have 6 zone offices. We have Abuja, which is the headquarters. We have Lagos, which is the southwest zone. You have Benue, which is the north central zone. You do have Gombe, which is the northeast zone. You have Kano. You have Owerri, which is the southeast zone. And you have Port Harcourt, which is the south-south zone. What we keep telling people, go into our zone offices or you log on to our website. But one of my advices nowadays is also, you know, there's a lot of internet frauds where people post there. So I always advise people, try and go to our zone offices, or you communicate to us through our Servicom department, which the telephone numbers are there on our website. And our Servicom department, with their duty, is to offer services to the general public. Our mortgage bank is there, FHA Mortgage Bank, which is a subsidiary of Federal Housing Authority of Nigeria, is there to provide mortgages, and people are making use of it. Things are not the way it used to be before. This current government, this current administration under President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is a responsive administration that attend to Nigerians, no matter who you are and where you are coming from. And we've told them the same thing applies in the housing sector. And we want Nigerians to have a rethink. The current government is totally different from what government used to be in the past in this country. Here is practical. We want people to believe. And our mortgage bank is there. We just opened our new headquarters, our new edifice in Gwarinpa. And people have started going there, talking to them on mortgages. Anytime they go there, they come to me, I always direct them there. and people have been given mortgages in the informal sector, not just in the formal sector. A lot of people in the informal sector nationwide have accessed our mortgage. Once you meet up to our mortgage criteria, definitely, without knowing anybody.
That is very commendable, sir, the work you're putting into FHA. But in the coming year, what would you say your biggest priority would be, and how would you measure the success of that?
So what we're going to do, which I've told the management team, and we've all agreed in our meeting, is we are going out on full-blown construction. So our IGL will be dedicated 100% to full-blown housing construction. And that's why I said, give us 1 year. You'll be seeing commissioning upon commissioning.
Sir, you mentioned before that there have been petitions. What would you say is your biggest lesson for the year?
But you see, I don't think I have any biggest lesson for the year. In life, just be transparent. That's it. Be transparent. Petition doesn't move me from here to there. Because when you are transparent, you follow rule of law, and you are doing the right thing, anybody can just wake up and write petition against you. It is now left for you to defend yourself. And it is left for those agencies of government to investigate. It's not everybody that we have to like you or love you. Even people betray Jesus Christ. Not everybody loved our prophet Muhammad. So what is my own? But what is my biggest lesson is to see my staff smiling, my staff in joy, my staff having reward for their labor work, and seeing Nigerians under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the renewable agenda, going home smiling. We need to see smiles in people's faces. And I'm happy anytime I come into the office in the morning, I see ad hoc staff smiling. There is no ad hoc staff in this organization that doesn't go home with 100,000 naira a month. So if you are a cleaner and you can go home with 100,000, thank God for the minimum wage of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and has a free transport to his destination back and front. That means vividly an ad hoc staff here in FHA goes home with about 200,000 naira a month. And since I came, historically, the union came to me that this is the first managing director that the gate has never been locked. And they asked me, how did I do it? I said, it's about transparency. This is what you have. Every week I declare my financial statement to everybody. This is what we have generated. This is what government has. This is this. So if an MD can declare his financial statement to the authority, then what petition will you write?
So what message do you have for Nigerians who are having hopes in owning a home from FHA?
Yeah, I've told you. They go to our website, they go to our zone offices, and we should never give up. These things will not get to every Nigeria. The statistics provided is about 20 million Nigerians who are in need of a home. But I also ask myself question, is it when you said home of 20 million, is it real affordable living home? Because that statistics have not changed. And I know during the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I can tell you with all family funds, FHA, the mortgage bank, the MRIF, the Murphy, a lot of houses is out there for Nigerians, even from the private sector who have access to Murphy funds. So why are we still saying 20 million? I will reduce that figure today to 18 million. The economy is vibrant now. The economy is good. Like I said, look at the construction going on. That means there's job opportunity all over. Look at it. Drive around Abuja. Drive around Lagos. Drive around Ekiti, where I come from, that is regarded as one of the most financial. And you see what the government, what the economy is turning into. The Nigerian economy under the administration of President Tinubu, the construction industry has gone haywire. And there is job out there only if you don't want to work. I keep saying it. And let anybody come and tell me this. This is my own industry, the housing sector.
So, sir, what would be your last message to Nigerians, and what should they look forward to for the new year?
For the new year, they should look forward to an FHA coming out with their needs. and demands in the housing sector. And like I said, the federal government, not just FHA, has created an enabling environment in the housing sector. I trust Mr. President that he will always make sure subsequent years are better, because he's a man that thinks 10 years above. So Nigerians should please calm down. They are seeing results in the housing sector. They are seeing changes. Like I said, it's both the private and the public that the housing issue is improving. And FHA would make sure, as an organization, to meet up to the expectation of both formal and informal. Under this administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we've been told that the informal sector should be given housing opportunity. So it will be a very good new year to us. It will be a prosperous one to us, and Nigerians should keep up. We want to thank Nigerians, especially in Federal Housing Authority, for believing in us, and we will not disappoint them, not just 2026, but subsequently after 2026.
Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us as we go on a short break.
Planning to develop on your land within an FHA estate? Here's everything you need to know about why you need a building approval and common mistakes to avoid. Building approval is not just the paperwork. It is your first step to ensure your structure meets planning, safety, and environmental standards. Here are the common mistakes that can delay or deny your building approval. Your building deserves a strong foundation. For more inquiries, contact our customer support or visit www.fha.gov.ng. FHA, uniting Nigerians through housing.
To get an accommodation is not a problem. Of course, the price it's a bit pricey, coupled with the fact that we are in Abuja, but it's just the unnecessary charges for this. The rent might be, let's say the rent is ₦1 billion, agent and agreement, legal fee, everything. They will be telling you to pay 30% of the actual rent. Do you understand? So 25%, 30%, it's a lot.
My own personal experiences as far as Abuja property is concerned, it's crazy. It's very, very, very expensive, especially when you want to stay within the central business district and all of that. So, and the government have not done enough to do a lot of infrastructures in the other regions, other local governments where it's the funding of getting an accommodation in those areas are cheaper, but you find out that it takes a whole lot. So many amenities are not in those environments in terms of road, water, electricity, and all of that. And those are some of the reasons that had to trick a lot of people to come into the town. And coming into the town where these basic amenities are, the prices are crazy. You can't afford it, especially if you are a civil servant or a mere petty business person.
My experience getting a house, especially in Abuja, been challenging because most of these houses that the agency will take you to because of their personal interest, they try to inflate the rate, and then so they will even take you to some property that's far away from the city, and we'll be having, transport. Means of accessing the place is challenging. Make it difficult for someone to have access to the real owner by trying to frustrate you so that you won't have access to a good bargain.
That's it on FHA Weekly. For enquiries, you can visit our website www.fha.gov.ng, or you can engage with us on all social media platforms at FHA Nigeria. I am Itunu Kolawole.